This is a deck of playing cards. Now, I would like to ask you, what are the first things that come to your mind when I show you these cards? I assume you would probably say something along the lines of casinos, poker, blackjack, and most probably gambling. We've often been told never to gamble. We'll get addicted and lose all our money. But high risk, high return, isn't it? Friends, with that being said, do you realize that we're currently gambling the fate of our country? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joshua, and before we begin, I would first like to say thank you so much for your time and attention. In a standard deck of playing cards, there's always going to be a king. However, Indonesia doesn't have a king. What we have is a president. Both act as rulers, as a face and a representative of their own countries. But does the president really hold all the power? Indonesia uses democracy, where power is in fact in the hands of its people. Demographically speaking, about half of Indonesia's population is under the age of 30. With this logic, we can assume that about half of our country's power is run by the youth. However, realistically speaking, most of the people in charge are well above the age of 40. Why should authority be given based on age? Especially when the continuity of our country lies in the hands of its youth. We are the driving forces that enable our country to grow. We are at the prime age to work and move the economy of our country. But why do the older folk make the rules while we bear their consequences? I don't know about you, but I think it's time that we fix this power imbalance of our country. How us youth are more than capable as our elders, and how power should be determined not just by age. Throughout history, the youth have played multiple crucial roles in maintaining our country. For example, without our intervention during the Japanese invasion, we would have never gained independence. During Indonesia's economic recession, without our protests, Indonesia would have collapsed hadn't it gone through its reformation. Without our blood spilling on the floor, Indonesia would have just been a figment of our imagination. Another thing that I would like to point out is how corruption, collusion, and nepotism still runs rampant in our country, even though it's not being explicitly talked about. Do we really want to live in a society like this? A society where power is determined based on who you know and how close you are to them. A society where money is more important than the well-being of its people? In the past few recent months alone, multiple budget cuts have been made to infrastructure, healthcare, and family support, with those funds being diverted to the police and armed forces. This made it hard for day-to-day citizens to make ends meet, while the rich just kept on getting richer. This was the cause for the recent social unrest, the protests and demonstrations. I deeply care and love our country, even though our relationship is bittersweet, and I'm certain you feel the same way. If I had the power, I would make quality education free and accessible to all, rather than some free lunch program that has been poisoning kids. Because only through education can it create intelligent minds that are capable of running a country. We have a voice, and we should use it loud and proud. We all have aspirations, and I'm certain that all of us are well educated, well mannered, and well equipped to be future leaders. Let's use our powers to bring justice and welfare to all. Let's do it for those who are less fortunate than us, for those who don't have a voice, for those who don't have the same equal opportunities. Because together we can redefine how power shouldn't be measured by age, but the real actions we take. Thank you all so much for listening. My name is Joshua. Have a wonderful day.